Rico, what's happening, bro? Welcome back to the show, dude.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here. Look, there's no Dave here. Super chill, okay? No attacking, not going to get removed from the show. It's going to be great. Feeling good?
Ready to go.
All right, boys.
Full hour today. Full hour.
Hey, guys, full hour. Wake Up Barstool. It's Tuesday. We got a ton to get to, okay? The Super Bowl is set. We'll get into all of the storylines. We got Rico breaking down some college hoops. We once again engage in supreme debate, and we celebrate Thomas Crapper Day. That's right. It all starts now on FS1. What's happening, y'all? Welcome in. Wake Up Barstool Tuesday. T-Bob, Rico Bosco, Eddie, Nikki. We got Stephen Che here as well. Big Cat will be joining the show a little bit later. Boys, how we feeling today? How's everyone doing?
I'm good, man. Thank you for having me.
Glad to be here. Super Bowl is set.
Like it's a dinner party.
Yeah, man. This is really great.
I'm very excited because right before the show started, Eddie, you told me you just saw Fellowship of the Ring for the first time. What, Nick? Are you unexpected that I would open with?
No, it's just like you made me mad right before the show.
Because I think Fellowship's the best of the trilogy?
Yes, that's insane.
It's not insane.
That is absurd. Yes, it is.
The Shire is the happiest place that's ever been put on cinema.
That has nothing to do with the movie.
Ian McKellen bursts onto the scene.
He's in the other two, pal. And he's hardly in the first one.
Well, I'm not. Gosh, I almost want to avoid spoilers because Eddie hasn't seen it, but. Let's just say that Gandalf in the first, in my opinion, way more likable dude than Gandalf in the next two.
A little, yeah, he's
much
flawed.
more chill.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a spoiler right there.
Yeah, that is crap. That is. I tried to avoid it.
When did that come out? Are we?
Damn it!
I would say
01, 02, and 03.
We don't have to tread too lightly.
Rico, are you a Lord of the Rings guy?
Haven't seen a single frame.
What is because Eddie, you don't strike me as a particular nerdy Lord of the Rings guy either, but you know you're starting your journey. I'm very happy for you. Rico, what would be the nerdiest endeavor that you think you got into? Now, I know like you're nerdy about basketball. Everybody's nerdy about something, but you're like traditional, give them a swirly, stuffed in the locker nerddom. What is the nerdiest endeavor you've ever engaged in?
4 High School Musicals.
You were
in the musical?
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Were you like
one?
a prominent role?
No.
What,
Can't sing for anything, but yeah.
Was this Goggles era?
No, it was high school.
Were you like a named character, or were you like person 4?
I think I worked my way up to named character, but like.
So you had lines?
Way down. Yeah, a few.
Okay.
What plays was it? What production?
We did Damn Yankees my freshman year. We did.
Classic.
Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum my sophomore year.
Okay.
It's unbelievable. I think we were the first school in New York State to do Les Mis my junior year.
You did Les Mis?
Yep. And then we did Tommy my senior year.
That's incredible,
You're
dude.
a bona fide thespian.
Yeah, man.
What is it about musical theater that called to you?
It's just being on the stage, you know, performer.
I miss
bright
it.
lights. I like to shine in the bright lights.
I miss it, dude. In my 5th grade play, I was Dean Yule. I didn't want a female to be Santa Claus. I was a bit of an old academic curmudgeon, and I had to learn the value, you know, that a woman could bring to the spot. Man, who were you in Les Mis?
Guy on the barricade.
Okay. Wait, that's my favorite guy. What was that line he has, the famous line?
Oh, man. I think I was like the top, so I had a key spot, man.
Did you get to like wave a flag?
You could say it was a bad spot because, spoilers, like we all get plugged.
Yeah.
Except the lead, who I forget his name.
Wait.
No, the romantic.
I'm trying. Oh,
ends up falling with
yes.
cause
Red, the blood. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out my boy Carbone, Anthony Carbone, playing a friend. Carbone. Shout out Carbone.
Tony Carbone.
Yeah, Anthony Carbone. 5'4", jacked out of his mind. Yeah. Shout out Carbone. Doing well in the finance industry right now.
I'm proud of him.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
Well, hell yeah, man. I learned something new today. That is absolutely fantastic. We should do a Barstool musical at some point. Che, what's up, baby? How we feeling today?
Feeling good, excited for the Super Bowl matchup, but we got a bye week coming up, which is a little different. So
yeah, a
no
little
football,
different.
A little lull.
You feeling a little comfortable here? No Big Cat Hour 1. You're not just going to be baselessly attacked and demeaned here, at least for the first hour of the show?
The B block is going to be full Caleb Williams bashing. So
Okay.
No, it won't. But also, you are already under attack. That sign behind you, I don't know if you noticed
Yeah,
that.
who did that?
Wait, what?
Oh, man.
I did not see that.
that's brutal.
No, it wasn't
No,
me.
The reports you were in the studio.
He
about
was
an
in the
hour
studio
early.
very
Check the
early.
tapes.
Rico, show the legal pad. Show the people.
Yeah, I got
'cause
600 things.
I'm
written down.
I'm a digital note taker. Rico's got the old.
I like to
school.
write it down.
He's got the yellow legal pad. He's
Yeah.
got the cue cards ready to go.
Remind
dude.
yourself through the break.
Nothing about Les Mis on there, though.
No, that's off the top.
Oh, man.
Wait, what? Jay, now you're on the edge of having to. For those that maybe aren't as familiar with the Barstool universe, you could look very different on this show very soon here.
Yes.
You're on the edge of having to do what?
Sunday night, I'm going to be getting my hair dyed in Jaguar pattern because the bet was if they won more than 9 games or more, I would have to do that. I predicted them to win 4 games, worse than the NFL.
Well, the data did. It wasn't you.
Correct.
But
They
he
won
runs.
9 more games than that. They won 13. So I will be Jaguar haired out for Super Bowl week.
Hell yes.
I think
Looking
there's a
forward to
strong chance you look great. You're going to
Could
look
be.
very cool.
Could be. I might also have to get like a full buzz cut, which could be tough. So
Chase Sneaky got one of the best bodies here at Barstool.
He's in my top 3 of most handsome in the building.
I know it's an unexpected handsomeness that kind of creeps up on you. Also, someone who's wrestled with the man, stronger than you would think. All right, let's get into the Super Bowl though. Super Bowl's set now, and I gotta be honest. The more I read about this game, the more I think about this game. I want to take the temperature of the room here because the Seahawks are, I believe, objectively and should be a bit of an overwhelming favorite here. Like I just think on paper, Seattle's been the best team all year long. It's the best defense. Like Matt Stafford's the only guy that's had success against them. They're catching a second-year quarterback in Drake May, who while he was fantastic in the regular season, has been very pedestrian here in the postseason. If your question was Sam Darnold, he just turned in the best performance of his entire career against a defense that was kicking his ass. So is anybody, to me, it feels like all of that going against the Dave Portnoy effect.
Yeah,
Just the fact that for whatever reason the universe loves Dave Portnoy and refuses to not reward him in the realm of sports.
Darnold's going to hurt his rib first play. They're going to have the easiest path and Super Bowl win ever.
Who's their backup?
Drew Lock.
Not a terrible backup.
No.
But a
as
backup.
show. Jalen Milroe hiding out somewhere there on the roster. But does anybody feel differently in terms of on paper what this game looks like?
No, I mean, I think you saw a lot of chatter about how the Seahawks defense is next level. And granted, the Rams offense is very good, but I don't think they're at that level. So maybe the Patriots see some cracks there, and I think their offense will perform better than maybe people project. But they're certainly not a world-beating team, even though they do have the advantage. I don't know if anyone feels different. The Patriots belong on the same field as this team.
100%.
Absolutely. It's a matter of do you want good to overcome evil, or do you want a great time to ask for a raise? And I'm pretty torn, man. It's a morally gray area for me, so I'm not sure.
I know it's a 2 versus a 1 in terms of seeds.
Yeah.
But coming in, as you watch the season kind of unfold, maybe even around November, Thanksgiving, and then as it kind of went closer to the edge here, it felt like we were going to get a weird Super Bowl. Now, again, I say that it's a 2 versus a 1, but the Patriots way ahead of schedule. Drake May was supposed to be good. You didn't think he was going to be Super Bowl ready. And Sam Darnold and the Seahawks are a world-beating. This is a very weird Super Bowl. And you kind of saw it unfolding as, hey, the Chiefs look like there's cracks. And then Mahomes gets hurt. Out. Burrow, out. Allen, obviously, he made it pretty far, but out. Lamar did not make the playoffs.
No.
There was a lot of the Eagles looked okay, but not world-beating. It was just very weird.
It was a fun
the entire way. You were
topsy-turvy year.
we're going to get a weird Super Bowl.
Yeah.
If you look at the playoff picture, aside from the Steelers and the Panthers, and I guess to a lot of people, the Bears, pretty much everybody else in those matchups, it would have been oh, okay, that makes sense.
You could picture anybody, even the Steelers, in the Super Bowl.
Well, to your
Right.
point, Rico, to add some context there, this is actually mathematically the longest odds Super Bowl matchup we've ever had.
Big payout.
In terms of before the year started, both teams worse than 60-1. I think it ended up being like 4,800 to 1 if you were to bet this before the season that these two teams would be squaring off here. So it's been a crazy year. It's been a very fun year because of that. I just don't like what. Okay, here's the key for the Patriots. I think if we want to kind of start to form that picture, because they're going to struggle to score. They've faced 3 great defenses that they managed to beat up to this point. In fact, for all the talk of easy schedule, nobody's ever faced 3 defenses as good as the ones that the Patriots did consecutively to get back here. And now it culminates in the best defense in the entire league. But if you're trying to form the argument for the Patriots, I think points are going to be very hard to come by. Drake May has really struggled in these playoffs. He's been turning the ball over a lot. Completion percentage has absolutely plummeted. I think it's down to like 55%, CHEAH, down from the 72 of the regular season.
He did play a full half in a snow globe, though. How many points do you think the Patriots would have scored if the game stayed?
I don't know, man. Their offensive line.
I don't think they would have scored 40, but I don't think they.
Yeah, I mean, it might be influencing it. Like maybe the 8 points again, whatever the score. Like yes, it's maybe a bit better than it would look statistically, but there is no denying that this Patriots offense has really struggled these last 3 games.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think their defense is absolutely every bit as good as Seattle's. Like if you look at the playoffs, they've given up 26 total points. And granted, C.J. Stroud, Stidham, like. They haven't been playing world beaters, but at the same time, they've been turning, like C.J. Stroud, they are now making his rest of career in question after playing them. They are playing great football. Points per game, you look at that as a big defensive metric, and you can point to the schedule and all of that. They're right next to Seattle as far as points per game allowed, 17.3 versus 17.1. They have the same points per game allowed as the Houston Texans, which we are lauding as like world beaters. This team reminds me of the team that beat the Rams in the Super Bowl. They have like a no-name defense, like Kayvon Chason, Harold Landry, like Milton Williams. They don't have a lot of guys that you're like that are like you're scared of this guy. This is the game record, but they just have playmakers at every position, and I think they could absolutely beat this Seattle team with a quarterback, Sam Darnold, who, had a good game on Sunday, but his prior reputation is to choke in big games.
Well, but so that is kind of, and I agree. That's where I was going with the Patriots thing, is that it's all about the defense. It's what's got them here to this point. Like, it's the most under-talked about side of the ball of probably anybody in the entire playoffs entering the postseason. And look at what's happened. Sam Darnold. So you're still not believing. Like, how do we feel about Darnold? Because last week, that was a moment where we expected him to be fearful, and instead he proved to be fearless. Like, that was a Rams team that had dominated him last year in the playoffs in Minnesota. He had thrown 6 picks in the 2 games against them this year. And then what did he do on the biggest stage when he had to be at his best? It wasn't just that he played a perfect game. The defense got their ass kicked. Like, for whatever it's worth, it was actually statistically, analytically, the worst defensive performance for a conference championship winner of any since the year 2000.
Good stat.
So like there is no argument. The offense won in that game, and I always go back to that 4-minute drive at the end, where with every subsequent first down, it was very tempting for the offense to become more and more conservative. Okay, let's just run and get as much time as can. What did they do? They turned to Sam Darnold in every big moment to make the play. Every time Stafford and company would come and land a big punch, you're like, oh, here we go. Darnold and the offense would respond immediately. So even after that, are we still doubting that Sam Darnold can get this thing done?
Well, the good thing about Darnold, and I don't know if you guys agree with me, but you can always kind of see it in his eyes. So I think we'll know pretty quickly.
Yeah,
what kind of Sam Darnold.
His seeing ghosts game was against the Pats, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I equate it to the movie, I don't want to get dark, but the movie Flight. Like, he's doing pretty well now, but at any point, it could just pop back up. You're like,
Why?
Okay.
Why do you say that?
I mean, look at that.
Until there's zeros on the clock, because he's Sam Darnold. I know that may be a cheap or lazy takeaway because he has played out of his mind. But a guy like that, you always, am I crazy to say that?
No,
you always got to worry until it's zeros.
But is it
I think
crazy
that's fair.
that
I do.
we're
I think that's fair.
trusting Drake May more? How is Drake May any more proven than Sam Darnold?
I mean,
when he's
he
been
could
objectively
win
worse in the playoffs.
He could be the MVP this year. Like, he very well could win the award. It's either going to be him or Stafford. And, you look at, I don't.
They had very similar. I mean, May's stats ended up better, but I feel their regular seasons were pretty similar. Darnold had a pretty precipitous drop-off second half, but he's been way better in the playoffs.
He went against 3 world-beating defenses, too. The Pats have played 3 really, really good defenses.
Yes, the Pats have played 3 of the best defenses you're going to face in the playoffs, and the weather has been horrible. So in San Francisco, we're expecting the weather to be a lot better, a lot more friendly. I would way more trust Drake May than Sam Darnold in a big one. We're expecting this game to be low scoring. So
you guys aren't being fair to Sam Darnold.
A second-year quarterback going against the best defense.
Darnold's on his 5th team.
The best defense in the entire NFL, and the best defensive coach in Mike McDonald in the entire NFL. And who's still the play caller as well. I think we have hyper-accelerated Drake May's trust factor.
You're not putting enough respect on the Pats defense. Sam Darnold is going against
Pats defense is awesome.
A very tough Pats defense.
I agree with you, but Sam Darnold emerged out of the gauntlet of the NFC West.
Yeah.
They had to win rubber matches against both the Niners and the Rams to get here. Like, they've had a way tougher path. They're way more battle-tested.
They played 2 games, and one of them against the very injured.
I mean, over the course of the season. And not to be too much of schedule merchant talk, but yeah, we all know what the Pats, the combined opponent win percentage was .390 for the Patriots during the year. I don't know, man. I think that it's not to say that Drake May's not great, and he's way ahead of schedule, and it's been mind-blowing, the fact that he's even potentially MVP, but I do think there's a disconnect with how much we trust him versus Sam Darnold, and it's probably, as you're pointing out, it probably just goes back to Darnold's past, right? I mean, he is trying to escape years of us seeing him, or us kind of thinking of him as a failure. Yeah. And that's a hard, that sort of brand identity. It's like turning like a big ocean liner. Like, you can't turn on a dime. It takes a lot of time.
I think we need to change our perspective of Sam Darnold. He's an NFC white quarterback with a face birthmark that needed a change of scenery. Mm-hmm. Sam Darnold's Drew Brees.
There you go. There you go. I mean, think about it, Jay. That's data. No, I think that narratively, this is the perfect opponent for Sam Darnold to completely erase any of this.
Oh, yeah.
Like, obviously, you win any Super Bowl, that's going to do it. But the fact that this is the very team when he was a young man at 21, maybe 22, when he's seeing ghosts.
He has 2 seasons in a row with wins in the teens. He needs to win the Super Bowl to get this out of people's minds.
I'm with you, Nick.
Okay.
I'm more with you.
Somebody needs to defend Sam Darnold.
I agree, but we're seeing the last vestiges of no, I will not believe in him. And this is what we do in sports. We move the goalposts to keep it. It's very Stugatzian. How Darnold has talked about, do it again, do it in the NFC Championship, do it in the Super Bowl. Okay, well, this is it, Sam.
He won't win the Super Bowl, though. Come on.
Yeah, I agree.
You're watching these games, though, he does, and listen, it's a team game, but he does need some help from special teams and obviously his defense. Like that game, that awesome Thursday night game against the Rams, the Shaheed touchdown when he ran it back, like that changed the whole game. Well, he was a deer in headlights before all of that.
So that's a good point, Eddie. In terms of
the fumble, the punt return fumble, like that changed the game too.
In terms of the teams surrounding the 2 players, who do we feel better about? Obviously, like we said, the Pats are a weird defense because they're so great and they're so kind of nameless and faceless. I mean, but is that just the Patriots as a whole? Because, like, when you look on offense with Seattle, I mean, you have Jackson Smith and
he's the best player on the field.
Yeah, he's the best receiver in the NFL. You have Cooper Kupp, who statistically not overwhelming, but, like, they're in love with him in that building. Mm-hmm. Like, and Jigba talks about how Kupp helped him learn how to be a pro. Kupp makes big plays. He blocks his ass off in the running game. The Rashid Shaheed pickup's been huge.
Kenneth Walker looks incredible.
So who strikes fear into you from New England in the same way that all the names we just mentioned out of Seattle do?
It's the uniforms.
Yeah. That's a good point.
It's Vrabel.
But like offensively, Che, are there any weapons that you're looking at here for New England? You're like, okay, that's a man you need to be afraid of.
I think if you look at Zach Charbonnet being out with an ACL, I think objectively, I think the Patriots have a better backfield than the Seahawks. The Seahawks have Kenneth Walker, and that's it. Ramondre Stevenson is a solid player. Travion Henderson has game-breaking potential. I think the Patriots have a better backfield and a better quarterback.
So is that weird then, or is that bad for New England that you mentioned, okay, well, I think they have a better backfield. Seattle hasn't allowed a 100-yard rusher in 27 games.
Sure.
They're by far the best rush defense in the entire NFL this season.
Yeah, I mean, the Patriots are number 4 in rushing defense. I don't think it's I don't think the scales are tipped that much in favor of Seattle's defense versus New England's defense as it's being made out to be. I think that it's a fairly even fight.
I think that this game's going to be all on Drake May. I was reading something interesting this morning about how, like, in terms of success rate, no team in the league has a bigger difference between when they run the ball and throw the ball than do the Pats. Like, it's okay when they run. It's great when they throw. And so you combine that with Seattle's run defense, like, this is going to be Drake May. And if he does overcome this, then yes, then he needs to be, like, quickly ascended into God tier mode if he finishes off this run through these defenses and manages to beat Seattle. All right, let's do this. We still got plenty more to get to on today's show, but coming up next, I got some football tapas for us, okay? We've cooked up some little shareables. We'll throw them out. We'll nibble on them, see how we feel. You're watching Wake Up Barstool here on FS1. Grab a coffee. We got plenty more coming up over the next 2 hours. What's happening? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. Hope you're having a fine Tuesday morning. Okay, guys, some tapas. I gotta have some small plates here. I'm gonna throw some questions out, see how we feel about it. Let's start with Matt Stafford. So Matt Stafford was asked immediately, and Sean McVay was after the game, are you gonna retire? And understandably so. They both kind of chafed at the timing of the question. But it's a very real thing. We don't know if we'll see Stafford again. If Stafford retires this offseason, where does he rank as an all-time quarterback?
15 range?
So that's I would say that's where my head immediately goes to, right? So when you look at the numbers, kind of interesting. He's 6th in yards, 7th in touchdowns, 4th in fourth quarter comebacks, 4th in game-winning drives, and 3rd in postseason passer rating. So, like, he's top 10 in a lot of these stats. Why does Matt Stafford not feel like a top 10 quarterback?
How many of those yards were they, like, playing from behind, heaving to Megatron?
Yeah, it's because where he played most of his career.
Yeah,
I also think it's a product of the way the game has gone. You look back at even Marino's the all-time, but yards, Troy Aikman's yards, just back. We're passing.
Yeah, Troy Aikman's stats are like shockingly terrible.
That's what stood out in that documentary the most.
Yeah.
It's because those are the documentaries that fascinate me the most. It's like, a little bit about, I was a little kid watching the Cowboys win, but I didn't watch the ins and outs of Troy Aikman. Yeah, his stats were bad. You go
look at, it's actually a very fun game to do. You go look at like early 90s box scores, and quarterbacks, they throw just as many touchdowns as picks. It's insane.
It's crazy.
They complete like 50 to 55% of the passes. And like, oh man, what a solid game there. It's actually what makes something like Marino's 84 season so mind-blowing, is he throws for 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns. He's doing it at a time where you could kill the quarterback.
Yeah, it's nearly impossible to compare eras. But I think you're just seeing it now. Like, his Rams season just mean way more because in Detroit he was buried.
Yeah.
Buried.
I mean, how important
he's
are
a
Super
top 10
Bowls
guy?
to your rankings?
What?
How important are Super Bowls to your rankings of quarterbacks?
Yeah,
you have him
pretty
above
high,
Eli?
pretty high.
It's impossible to escape. I mean, I'd put him over Eli, though.
You put him over
way.
Eli?
Yeah.
Chase says no way?
Yeah.
No way.
Why?
Stafford feels like Nicky was saying, like a lot of like hollow stats. Like he's had a very good decade so far with the Rams. Before that, like he was traded, like he wasn't like the top cream of the crop type guy. He never was. Like his numbers were decent. He was never in any MVP conversations. They went to the playoffs once with Detroit, I think. Like I think it's a lot of recency bias. I would definitely take Eli Manning over. Eli Manning won 2 Super Bowls, was the catalyst for winning those Super Bowls. They were a very good team for a very long time.
I don't think Eli was ever in any MVP discussions either.
And he kind of didn't win that consistently. He just had the super high water moments where they would like, where they would go on these incredible Super Bowl, and he always played great in the big game. But that does feel like the ultimate comparison of like how much do you value just the championship over like the breadth of or consistency.
Are you ranking this by skill? Because like then there could be. I just don't know how you rank quarterbacks. Is it by success or by skill?
Well, I think you start with how many no-brainers are like definitely ahead of him. Manning, Mahomes, Brady, Young.
Montana.
I would say
Montana.
Breeze is a no-brainer ahead of him, but I don't know.
So like you go from there, like as many, and then you could kind of start the discussion.
So where do you have Roethlisberger? Ahead of him?
Oh, that's a tough one, dude.
As a person, no.
Good to clarify. Good to clarify there.
But yeah, I'd probably put Roethlisberger ahead of him.
Yeah?
So,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, you don't want him as an enemy.
so maybe, like, I'll be interested to see how the Stafford conversation goes. Who knows? Maybe not over. He might still have some time left. All right. Next up at the top of Slip, flip the lazy Susan around. And, what is this here? Oh, look at that. Mike McCarthy. How about that? Hired to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I've been waiting for this.
Wait, what?
I've
McCarthy?
been waiting.
Aaron Rodgers? The boys are back, Nikki. As a resident Steeler fan, how we feeling?
This is horrible. What
do you mean?
This sucks so bad.
Super Bowl champion winning coach.
I think Art Rooney, in his advanced age, thought this was one of the other Mike Mix.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's the two that are pretty solid, and then they ended up with him. It's the most lateral move you could ever imagine. Imagine how Mike Tomlin feels right now. You get somebody that's the same exact as you with the same name, and he took your job.
Yeah, that to me is the most interesting part of this is like, so Harbaugh goes to the Giants, everybody loves it. If you look at McCarthy and Harbaugh's resumes, they're identical.
Yes, dude. And that's what I'm saying. I think we're at the point where McCarthy's been too disrespected. Like, he's won a lot of football games.
He has a major
But so
PR
has
problem.
Mike Tomlin.
Yes.
Well, so
It's the
that's
same hire.
Is it a weird move for the Steelers? Yes.
It makes no
kinda
sense.
Get a younger guy
it makes
in there.
no
Yes.
sense.
It is weird for the Steelers, but I think we've reached a point where people are like,
And like the
McCarthy's pretty
Steelers
tough.
have a bad aging roster, right? I think the only goodwill they have for like a job perspective, like I want to work for the Steelers, is you have a long leash, they're patient with coaches. If they fire Mike McCarthy in 2-3 years, they flush that down the toilet. What do they have?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you lose identity. That's a scary thing. You start losing identity.
Right.
Yeah.
I think you Eddie kind of nailed the disconnect, which is objectively on paper, McCarthy should be a good hire, but he does have a bit of a PR problem. For some reason, we all think of him as like a big fat dope, even though he's like, again, been just as good as Harbaugh, very similar to that of like Sean Payton. But contextually for where the Steelers were at, it's like you got rid of Mike Tomlin to hire Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, what would you have done differently? Would you have gone with one of these young hotties?
Yeah, I think that's what you have to do to get anybody excited. And that's what Steeler fans want, is to be excited. And you just can't be excited at all with this.
Are we
it's going to be
rolling-
the same thing. Instead of 9 or 10 wins, it's going to be 8.
The problem is you don't know what you're doing at quarterback as well.
Raji.
Like, a young guy, that's definite?
I don't know. What do you think, Nikki?
Kyler.
Oh, gross. Oh, my God. McCarthy and Kyler.
It's my biggest fear.
Kyler feels like maybe the most anti-Pittsburgh Steeler player in the entire NFL.
But like that's the thing, their identity's gone.
Now, what were you saying, Rico, about your vision for quarterback there?
Well, if you have a younger quarterback, or you change, know what you're going to do at quarterback, a younger coach makes sense. That's kind of all I was saying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I
They're
guess-
still in limbo in quarterback, which is scary too.
It's Steeler football for the past 10 years has been very boring, and now it's not going to change.
No.
You're going to have a coach now that will win a little more than half their games, but not have a funny quote afterwards.
What's the old saying? It's like rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic.
Yes,
Kind of what it's.
that's exactly what it is. You just can't be excited.
Okay, so Nikki, you don't seem like you're feeling good today. Who feels worse out of these next couple groupings? Who feels worse today, Bo Nix or Josh Allen? Che.
Josh Allen. I mean, Bo Nix got hurt. There's nothing you can really do. Josh Allen should have won that game. He made the critical mistake at the end of the first half with the fumble.
Yep.
He had a quote. He thought he let his teammates down. So I think Josh Allen's going to feel that this was his opportunity. I think if Josh Allen was in the game on Sunday, I think most people would think that they pull that out. And if he's in the Super Bowl, I assume they would be favored.
Yeah, I think you're right. It comes down to culpability. When you get injured, you're kind of like,
No, see, that's the spin zone I'm going with. Josh Allen, at least, don't get me wrong, he's upset he failed.
Yeah.
But he at least knows I got a shot or what happened, what I could have done differently. That might haunt him forever.
Mm-hmm.
Bo Nix has an incomplete. He'll never get to know if he got to play.
Yeah, right.
That's the same with the 2020 NCAA tournament. and all the kids that Danny Almonte robbed in the Little League World Series.
Yep.
You know,
Exactly
they
the same.
truthfully don't
There it
know.
is.
Like you don't know what could have been. That's what struggles with me. Bo Nix is always going to be like, damn, and they lost by 3 points with a backup.
Yeah.
It's Bo Nix by a long shot.
Yes, he has a broken. He has a broken ankle.
Yeah.
I thought
Josh Allen has a movie star
Jay.
pregnant wife and gets to
Really?
pick his next head coach.
I thought it was. Yeah, I mean, okay, that's those are fair.
One
points.
guy has a broken
you
ankle, and
see
one
the
guy has a
incomplete
pregnant
one,
movie star
right?
wife.
No,
Yeah.
I think it's fascinating what you said, Rico, because I agree with all the elements. I just interpreted them the opposite way. That injuries kind of like, just bad luck. What could I do? And that for Josh Allen, he has to look in the mirror and say, this was my responsibility. I screwed up. But you're right. There's a different madness that comes from
To
the
never
incomplete.
knowing. Yeah, 100%.
You just got screwed over. All right, so who feels worse out of the Titans or the Vikings? And obviously the kind of hook here is Titans getting rid of Mike Vrabel, Vikings getting rid of Sam Darnold. Look at them now.
I would think the Titans, just because Vrabel, immediate success. He's going to be the coach of the year. They're going to be they're in the Super Bowl. The book is still not out on J.J. McCarthy. You know, we make fun of him for the 9 stuff and whatever, but maybe he turns into something. Sam Darnold, let's see if he can complete the mission.
This one's close because the Vikings, you know how small Super Bowl windows are.
Yeah.
They were so close, and now, you know, you don't know what's going to happen. Maybe Justin Jefferson gets annoyed once out. There's a lot that can go awry. But the Titans drafted Cam Ward when they could have had Pro Bowl quarterback Shedeur Sanders.
That's true.
So they have to. That's
a great point.
They have to be livid right now that they messed up so badly.
What do you got?
It's really hard. Right now, I'd say the Titans just because they have already failed on a head coach after Vrabel. So it's literally you failed your mission. You didn't bring in someone who was better than the guy before. But that division, the NFC North, it's just the Vikings they keep going farther and farther away from the shore, man. So it's getting kind of scary. So right now, Titans, but it could be the Vikings.
Rico, where you at?
Maybe it's the New York resident in me. I got option C, the New York Jets.
Well, yes. I mean, that is always-
Patriots dynasty is back. Let Darnold go. You're sitting there watching. I think there's Jet fans who could be going bowling on Super Bowl Sunday. I'll be honest.
But at least they're to the point where it's just like football doesn't exist anymore.
Well,
But it's a nut, like, for as many times as the Jets have had piss on their heads, like they thought this year they were out of the loop, and that's like another one. It's like, wait a second, here comes another bucket. You know what I mean? Like,
But once
they
you
didn't
already have a
expect this
little
one
bit
to
on
come.
you, it doesn't. What's more pee?
it's just
True.
it's just more pee. You ever been peed on?
Yeah. What? No.
You ever been peed on?
At least they
used to-
didn't. At least they didn't fire Aaron Glenn.
That was an old hazing in the high school locker room. I don't know why. The older guys used to pee on us all the time. It was in the shower.
How'd they discover that
fair-
it helps jellyfish stings?
That's a great question.
I've just been like a sick guy. He's like, I know what to do.
Well, I mean, back in the day, pre-medicine age, I
feel like pee
you
was a lot of remedies back.
It's not even true,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Is it not true?
It has to be true.
Why
I
does
don't
it
think
have
it's
to be
true.
true?
If you got stung by a jellyfish, I would pee on you immediately.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that it's a correct move.
I think I'm probably distracted by the sting because I'm looking at your piece peeing on me.
Yeah, that's true.
I wouldn't notice a.
It's like in Major Pain when he breaks his finger.
Yeah, right.
Can we get a fact check on that, producers? With the jellyfish stings. All right, coming up next, though, it's time to head into the world of college hoops with our guy Rico Bosco. More Wake Up. Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. It's time to talk some college hoops with our resident college hoops expert. Nobody is as plugged in as our guy Rico Bosco. He's got the Georgia Southern gear on today.
Oh, don't give away the mid-major minute.
Well, it's a tease for the mid-major minute. It's just a little foreshadowing. But before we get there, Rico, we have to talk about a program and a team that you're very close with.
Yes.
Your Alabama Crimson Tide seemingly constantly bending the rules. Some would say cheating. Some would say a lack of morals and ethics. I don't know if I would go so far, but a statement made by the Tennessee Volunteers. What happened here?
Yeah, well, when you get Bediako in the lineup, that's a good. But the problem with Alabama all year is Amari Allen and Aiden Holloway out for that game. So +1, -2, not a math major, but I think you come out negative with
-1.
Especially when one of them's your star freshman, the other one's your second leading scorer. The new news, coming out of this story. I'm pretty sure you guys haven't seen it. The TRO, temporary restraining order, which I didn't know had an acronym.
Yeah,
I didn't know that had
Neither did I.
Yeah, I feel like these legal guys are throwing that around this week. It just started.
Well, it sounds better.
What?
Sounds better.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
way
like a
better.
temporary restraining.
Yeah, TRO. Also sounds like a finance thing. Like, Eddie, you late on that TRO? Can we get that?
It gives it a legitimacy.
Could be anything. With the weather in Alabama, they've extended, the court date was supposed to be today to kind of see what's going on with that. They've extended it another 10 days. So he can play for another 10 days. We'll see kind of how that goes. Well, the judge had to recuse, or the NCAA is saying for the judge to recuse himself.
He's an Alabama guy.
Donor. It's like there's a lot of layers.
Southern judges are pretty reputable folks, aren't
there's
they?
a lot of layers.
No way biased whatsoever.
A lot of layers to this. But as Oates has said, and as the program has said, the NCAA is the people who make a huge mess of this. The kid's allowed to play. Like, what are they supposed to do? Because somebody else would have played him he wouldn't have been able to play this spring because he was only enrolled in Alabama. But at the end of this year, if he could come back, a ton of schools would want to go get the kid. So, like, what is Alabama supposed to do in that sense? The kid's allowed to play. You got to play him for now and see how it goes.
Yeah.
Now, you could think it's murky or, there's all sorts of whatever. You want to think that, I'm not denying of it. But if the kid is allowed to play, he's going to play.
Yeah, that's fair.
So they stand by
better
that.
for your school than somebody else's.
Agreed. Yeah.
Okay.
But that goes for any, as much as these people are like criticizing it, they would take him next semester if they could.
Real quick
But
before
can you say that for sure?
I think so, yeah. I mean, he's a good talent.
Yeah, he was in the NBA.
Yeah, G League. But yeah, I mean, that's how it goes. So
real quick here before we move on from these two teams. These two have factored in heavily into March Madness the last few years, both 13-6 this year. How are we feeling about kind of Tennessee and Alabama and what they mean to the national picture this year?
the SEC is down a little bit. I was talking to Titus about it yesterday in terms he was kind of like make sense of it. I think it'll be my pick tonight too. I like Arkansas going to Vandy minus the 2.5.
Okay.
Cal's got that team pretty good. Acuff's playing well. Credit to Florida and Kentucky. They were both struggling a lot, and Florida's guards couldn't get it done. They've now cemented themselves back up. And I think Kentucky plays Vandy, actually. Arkansas, I got Arkansas minus the 2.5. I apologize. I short-circuited there. But Florida and Kentucky Kentucky, they wanted Pope out. He's back to 5-2. So the SEC, ton of great teams. You've seen it, unbalanced schedule. Teams are going to take a ton of losses, but they're dangerous in the tournament as well. Not the elite thing we saw last year where everybody was a 1, 2, and 3 seed. Like they were talking about historics and 12 teams make the tournament and this and that. But good teams for sure.
Speaking of good, the freshmen continue to astound this year. Who were the latest stars last night?
Braden Burries for Arizona was unbelievable. I mean, you're talking about Arizona being if they somehow manage through, I keep saying it, like, it's weird, because the last ranked team they played was Alabama back in November, and then they beat BYU. This game was crazy down the stretch. This is why you don't shut it down. But Burries was unbelievable. Jaden Bradley, who was an Alabama cast-off, can finally shoot now. The thing with Lloyd is they don't shoot a ton of threes, but they shoot them really well. But they shoot really high from 2%. But you're talking about this Arizona team. They navigate through this Big 12. You're talking all-time great because the Big 12's loaded. Mm-hmm. Now, they have a brutal stretch coming up with Kansas and Texas Tech and Houston and BYU again. So really, really tough stretch. And they've had a little bit of a break with the Big 12 schedule. But Arizona, like, all-time great if they run through this Big 12, which I'm sure will be great for the alumni. And, I could just see a parade of boat shoes and short shorts and, the alumni will be going crazy out in Arizona.
The West Virginia game against Arizona was a gutsy 30-point loss by West Virginia.
Yeah.
That was a tough one for Arizona.
Yeah. But Debanza was great last night. Or Debanza had a ton of points, missed some free throws, bad from the field. But you just see his talent. I still say he's the best freshman in the country. But over the weekend, I mean, you had Flemings go for 40, the kid Wagler come out of nowhere for Illinois. Yep. Cam Boozer's obviously a huge favorite for players. This freshman class is just unbelievable. So.
All right, when you look at the AP poll top 10 as it stands now, who do you expect to emerge out of there as we continue to get into March?
So there's a little bit of a stat. So we talked about it in week 6. The top 12 gives you a national champion. The last week of January poll is not as sexy. Nobody really knows about this. I charted it a long time. If you're looking at Final Four teams
for
the last 23 years, 18 have been in the last week of January, AP top 10 poll. 18 years, 2+ teams have made the Final Four out of those 10, which is 78%, and 14 of the 23 years has been 3+, which is about 60%. The teams that check the box from that week 6 poll, as well as the last week of January poll, are Arizona, Iowa State, UConn, Michigan State, Duke, Michigan, Houston, and Gonzaga. So what does this tell you? It's kind of like
All of them are going to make the Final Four.
yeah. Well, what's the net out of this, or like what's the summary of this? That Michigan State could fall to a 3 seed, Nebraska could fall to a 2 or 3, or if Houston somehow falls to a 4. I don't think they will. Data says though they've been this good to this point. They were good at the week 6. They're still a team you can look at to make the Final Four.
Che, what do you got?
Good stat.
I'm glad you brought up Michigan State because they have a lot in common with number 7 ranked Louisville on the women's side of the bracket. Now, Louisville, tough start to the season, opened against UConn, got slaughtered. They put up a good fight against South Carolina, 2-point game. They've won 12 straight. 3-0 against ranked teams the last 6 weeks. They got we're all looking forward to the Super Bowl. Before that, we got Louisville, Duke, February 5th, ranked matchup. Who you got?
I think the women have to avenge the men. It was a blowout last night. I think the Louisville women take care of it.
Amari Dari knocked it down.
Oh, boy.
Good
If
call.
you can split against Duke in your basketball programs, it's a good thing, no matter who it is.
Rico, give us the mid-major minute. We got the
All right,
Georgia
so
Southern on today?
Yeah, Georgia Southern, a little bit of a skid, but this Sun Belt Conference, you want to get the way those buys go. Like teams get a buy for 1 day, then 2 days. It's a big triangle. It's bizarre. But Charlie Henry is from the Hoiberg and Nate Oates tree. You look at trees this good, you think you're hanging out with Snoop Dogg. So we love it. They're up and down, fast paced, like a schizophrenic in terms of of what's going on. The best player is Spud Webb. I feel like that's right out of Brandon's.
What?
Yeah, Spud Webb. Not related.
Not related?
Not related.
Not related?
Not related.
There's a basketball player,
way.
Spud Webb,
Not
and they're
related.
not related?
Not related.
I'm not buying that for a second.
16 points a game. 3 guys in double digits. They share the rock like Bobby Brown in an award show. So we like it. We like Georgia Southern. I think they'll be in the mix here in the Sun Belt.
Are they a generous program with like fans?
Yeah. This is a good one.
It looks nice.
Comfortable
Nice,
one,
yeah.
huh?
That's pretty quality.
All right, guys, remember Rico's play of the night. We got Arkansas minus what,
Arkansas,
2.5?
-2.5.
Minus 2.5. They're going to be squaring up in Norman against Oklahoma
That's what it
tonight.
is, Oklahoma.
Check out Mostly Hoops there, guys. You see it right there on the bottom. And when we get back, we'll be closing out hour number 1 with some Caleb Williams talk. That's right. More Wake Up Barstool coming up next. What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. So real quick, I want to dive into some Caleb Williams talk. Maybe not the Caleb Williams talk that you were expecting, as completion percentage will not be mentioned, but Caleb Williams was watching old boy climb the tower like everybody else was, right? Which I want to talk about that a bit more later. This is Caleb Williams' television setup.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Perfectly fine. He's
I
in
had
his early
people,
20s.
I had people tagging me. They were like, "You're the TV guy, judge it." You're a single guy. Like, to be honest with you, I wish I had this less care in the world. You know what I mean? Like, and also be that low maintenance. Like, let the guy live. I've changed a little bit.
Are you guys people who are bothered by wires? Because listen, I understand there's maybe a little too many things going on the floor, but the wire police get me every time.
I think he's got to hide the wires.
Board
dude.
management is close to godliness, they say.
Yeah, I think that if you are as rich as him, you call someone to just knock that out in a day.
You're a cord judger?
Yeah. Well, if you're a millionaire, like,
That's what I'm saying. Like the average guy, yeah, you're not going to spend money, and maybe you're not handy enough to put a hole, run the wire through, put another hole. This could be a task rabbit in a day here.
can I get perspective on, is that a PlayStation below it?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm too blind. Put it
that's
on
a huge TV.
and a switch. Oh yeah, that's true. That is a massive TV. That's a good point, Nicky.
It's too high.
Is it too high?
And I think the outlet below it is for the TV. Like the TV should be hiding that outlet.
I will say this. I don't agree, or I like it's an objectively, aesthetically displeasing setup, but God, it does humanize him. Like as a guy who gets painted as like the LA pretty boy nails, all of that, That's just a regular dude.
That's pretty good.
Like, that's a chill guy. Like, I've been in that apartment a million times
That might be a
before.
PR stunt.
Yeah, like it's just a PS5. He's got the Switch 2. All he cares about is having the screen up there and gaming.
They had to Photoshop over heated rivalry for that. He had
What's the magazine? Is it Us Weekly or People, where it's like celebs just like us?
Yes.
Yeah.
You ever seen that? Like they go get coffee or.
It was Us Weekly back in the day. That's what it is. Celebs just like us. All right, guys, coming up, hour 2 of Wake Up Barstool. What's happening, guys? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool, hour number 2. Jay, I'd like to welcome you to the snowblower revolution. You just got one. I mean, I'm fresh to it too. I got one a couple
Yeah, but
months
you
ago.
came from Louisiana. You never had one in Jersey?
No, just
Really?
I actually didn't
Just
have a
been
sidewalk
shoveling?
in Jersey. I just had a driveway, so it was manageable.
So you had your first snowblow mission. Like, did you do your neighbors?
No, I
Wow,
didn't.
Eddie, I'll have you know, I do.
A neighbor had done up to my house basically. So I
They
did.
have a
I did-
snowblower as well?
Yes.
Oh, so they didn't do yours?
Oh.
No, but he knew that I got one and was gonna like test it out.
Was he direct neighbor or is he like a couple houses?
2 over. He's done ours.
Okay.
He's done ours before.
All right.
Yeah.
You gotta do.
That was close to
You told
Eddie,
him
I do
you wanted to
the
test it out?
elderly neighbors across.
No, I told him I got it. Yes, I told him I was gonna do it the next time. Like he has done ours before.
See, that's a funny initiative, or narrative, I should say, if the neighbor never lets him do it. He's excited. He wants to do I got the snow. No, I want to do it. I want
He's
to
getting up
this guy keeps
earlier.
Waking up
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah, but you got a driveway?
Would you be
Yeah.
offended by that?
No, I would think that's funny.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
He's got a driveway. The neighbor's not doing his driveway.
Wait, what am I
Yes,
supposed to
correct.
do though with the little bit that's left over after I clear it out? Do I salt that? Am I
Salt
supposed
it.
to scrape
Yeah,
that
salt
off? So if I snowblow but don't salt my neighbor's driveway, if I left that job
Oh,
incomplete?
you do his driveway too?
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
That's above and
driveway.
beyond.
Well, no,
Like,
there's an elderly couple.
Oh, okay, yeah,
It's
yeah.
an elderly couple. They
Well,
need-
then where are
need
they
the help.
going?
Every now and then-
You're doing this for ego.
I want a massive ego boost as well. It makes me feel like a good person. But I mean, they're old. They got to go to the hospital and stuff.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
tough.
You're right. Yeah. Oh,
Get the
time to go to the hospital.
Where do you stand on this? My direct neighbor is maybe 95 years old. He has talked to me one time. It's because I approached him.
Yeah.
Avoids me at all. I'm not doing his walk. I'm not doing his driveway. He can
Yeah,
kick rocks.
why not? What do you mean? You got to help him out.
Well, I mean, does
I've
he
had
want you
actively
to?
avoid.
I
You're going to
asked
feel
him.
guilty when you see an ambulance in the
There's an ambulance there.
When
There's
we
an ambulance there twice a month.
when we moved, when my
You said that like you were so happy about it.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't feel guilty. He goes out of his way to avoid us.
my parents bought a house and we moved in and the neighbor was like, oh, 4 kids and kind of complained. So they put a fence up. My parents like tried to have the conversation like, hey, we're putting a fence up anyway. Like, just kind of wait. He's like, no. Puts up a little chain link fence. We put our white fence above it. So like from there, he was nixed. So I try to park in front of his house as much as possible. I'll never shovel his driveway. It depends how you start, but you started
Yeah,
with
yeah,
a declaration of war. Like,
Chain link
you don't
fence
know anything
is an
about it.
eyesore.
Prejudice. You prejudged us.
Wait, so help me out with this too, Eddie, because the first time I tried to salt my driveway, I felt like an idiot because I felt like I was just dumping clumps. Like, what's the technique?
Well, you
like, I
put-
was, what am I? How am I supposed to do it?
I mean, everyone's different. I just put it in a cup and I just. You just
Okay. See, that makes sense. I didn't know. I had the bag out there, and I felt like I was just dumping it in a single line and not getting the
you gotta
spread
get
I
a
need.
cup and you gotta really.
Dog-friendly salt too.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I assumed all of it is now. No. Oh, what?
Not the ones like the towns put in the streets. That one's not.
Oh God, that'd be terrible to like kill my neighbor's dog. That would
Yeah.
probably erase all the goodwill.
Always
that
gotta
I
look
had.
out
heard
for the
his paws.
doggos.
Yeah.
Well, welcome, Che. There's something deeply satisfying to me about using the little handle to flip around the nozzle and I love it. Nobody's gonna get me off the cold weather. I'm a massive fan.
Yeah, just okay.
Not now, Eddie. I got a lot more time. I'm not gonna rush to being cynical about
Yeah,
this.
okay. All right, I get it.
Actually, we'll get into it a bit during Supreme Debate.
You're a lunatic.
What? For liking the cold weather? Yeah. Okay. Go.
Middle
live
of
through a
February,
Louisiana
your
summer.
face is red. Like, you ain't jumping in a pool, pal.
Walking the dog in this weather is horrible. Yeah.
I don't. My dog. I just let him go outside,
Summertime at all.
and we don't even have a fence. He just goes and runs around, and I let him back in. So I don't know. All right, let's get into. I want to talk about Shedeur Sanders, guys, because there is a very funny objective truth about Shedeur Sanders that you can't take away, and that is that this is a man who has his number retired at the college that he plays football for and is now a Pro Bowl NFL quarterback in his rookie season of the league. I mean, guys, Shedeur is building a legacy here.
Who does he compare to? Who's done this?
Like if you were to look up the players that have their numbers retired at their school and made the Pro Bowl in the first year at quarterback, he would have to be among the very few, among the all-time greats even.
Listen, I don't want to pile on Shedeur. Obviously, it's the worst situation in football to be in Cleveland. But if this isn't an indictment on the Pro Bowl, I don't know what is.
So
I don't know what is.
So that gets into the larger question: does the Pro Bowl matter nowadays?
No. It's gym class.
But it kind of does, though, because we use that for Hall of Fame resumes, don't we?
I think
shouldn't.
I think All Pro rightfully has taken over that. And it has for a long time. But I think we're smart.
No. All Pro is absolutely the end all be all.
Yes.
But All Pro is almost a little too hard to get.
Yeah.
Because there are Hall of Famers that maybe weren't, first or second in their position every single year. We need to figure out a way to re-legitimize Pro Bowl voting, because we do use it for things like legacy, and Shedeur now, perfect timing.
So should you not be able to say no?
To what? Oh, to the Pro Bowl?
Pro Bowl?
Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah, because he's like what? Like he's like an eighth alternate or
Well, who
something
did he
at this
get
point?
in over? Like who did they ask? Did they ask him before anybody? Did anybody get snubbed?
On that, I am not sure. I know he was
because
pretty
you
far down
don't
the
care
list.
and nobody.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, am I going to sit here and be mad that Caleb, obviously different conference, but I
He
mean,
made it over Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, yeah.
You said that was like Crash getting best picture of a Brokeback Mountain?
Yeah, exactly.
Outrageous.
That's what I said in the break, yeah.
Now, do we, because Shedeur, again, I thought Shedeur looked okay this year. It looks like the Browns may hire CHEAH, the Rams passing game coordinator. He's been at McVay's hip the last couple of years. They're trying to get a little bit of that McVay-Wunderkind magic. Do we think that CHEAH can be, well, first off, is CHEAH the right hire for the Browns?
No, they need Dion. They need Dion.
Can you imagine?
But if you look at Browns candidates, do they need to go in the more Mike McCarthy vein, or do they need to go try to find the next guy like a CHEAH?
I think you need to go the Jim Schwartz route, Mike McCarthy, like you said.
Okay.
I think you need stability.
Like a transition coach.
There needs to be some order.
It was like Jeff Fisher before McVay. You need that transition to get you out of that pit and just be okay.
Yes. I think so. I don't know. You'll probably rebuttal that with taking the.
CHEAH is interesting. Also, credit. This is Marty Mush's scoop, right?
He
As far
has
as
said
the guy
that
that's gonna
he
take the
declared
job.
that they were in LA to make him the next head coach. But again, it hasn't gotten finalized now, and like we're seeing on the bottom, Jim Schwartz is starting to gain momentum as well.
He did call Grant Udinski pulling out of the job, which was reported later.
Which I thought that was a bit interesting because Udinski pulled out. That's the Jaguars OC.
Yeah.
And he pulled out reportedly because he was kind of miffed that he wasn't target number one for the job. But isn't that a bit presumptive of Udinski? Like that's a name that we're just hearing about for the first time.
Well, He's 30 years old, too.
We don't know what the Browns told him. They could have told him that they were his first choice, and then he found out he was lied to.
No, not the Browns.
Not the Browns.
No, surely not, dude.
I think CHEAH is the ultimate wild card because he's never called plays.
Yeah.
He draws up plays from McVay, and people are linking him. He's the next hotshot guy, but he is greener than green. He hasn't even been an OC play caller, and now you're going to make him the head coach. I think he could be awesome, but he could be horrible. He's a complete unknown.
He gave me a shot at Cam's at U of I once, so good guy. I would hire him.
Look at that, dude.
Illinois guy, yeah.
I mean,
Hold on a second. You're vouching for coaches based on personal relationships?
That's messed up.
Well, yeah.
What is that?
yeah, we got to
I
draw
think-
the line
Draw
somewhere.
the
Responsibility.
line.
He was a starting quarterback for the University of Illinois. Someone handed him a shot. We were at the table next to him. He didn't drink. He handed it right over to us.
You think anybody else here just puts their personal relationships with coaches and ahead of everything else?
That was me seeing a leader.
All right.
That's all that was.
All right, so here are
Seems
some
weak.
other players that have had their jersey retired at their college and made the Pro Bowl in year number one. Reggie White, Peyton Manning, Deion Sanders, shout out, Barry Sanders and Lawrence Taylor.
But
Peyton Manning made a Pro Bowl his first year.
This might not be year one. It's actually just, I've been told now that it's just team players that have their jersey retired and made the
So
Pro Bowl.
is Shedeur the only one that has both?
I don't know.
he's the only one to have his number retired, I feel like.
Well, he's still there.
Well, yeah, in the first 5 years. That's the asterisk. Like, Manning didn't have his number retired the last day of his Tennessee.
To get your number retired that young,
nuts.
you almost need tragedy.
yeah, generally.
Or like
Unless your
honestly,
dad's
like
coach.
Travis Hunter's not crazy to have that retired.
No, not in Colorado football, or no,
Exactly.
for sure.
Why?
It's, I mean, well,
For the Heisman.
But they had a Heisman winner that they didn't retire, right?
They also just don't retire football numbers because you need that many guys wearing uniforms.
yeah.
So like it should be like honorary, but people don't retire.
But
numbers.
I don't think anyone has a problem with Travis Hunter. Do you?
No,
I think
because
they
he was
would if
such
they
a-
didn't have Shedeur as well. He was a scapegoat.
Hunter's such a singular player. He did something we've never seen before, and I think that is worthy. But again, guys, it is fact. Shedeur Sanders, retired jersey, Shedeur Sanders, Pro Bowler. It's hard to argue with that perfect timing.
They have their guy.
They have their guy. The Browns. Watch out for the Browns next year. All right, coming up next, guys, we got Big Cat joining the show. We're going to get into Supreme Debate. We'll get his perspective on the Super Bowl as well. Don't go anywhere. We got more Wake Up Barstool right on the other side. Carson, what are you doing? Out of the shot, dude. Come on, we're doing TV.
Bush League.
Wow.
He turns 22 years old and he thinks he just knows everything.
what?
Now. Carson, he just turned 22.
Oh, I hate you.
Yeah, I know he's
That's
so young.
crazy.
You're so
that young?
He may be the youngest person we have in the company. We were trying to figure it out the other day. Yeah.
Oh, you're like one of those overachiever guys.
Thank you.
Oh, no.
I give him a lot of crap, but he is kind of a credit to his generation. Because he's like super dialed. He's a little too dialed. He thinks he knows everything.
I might have to
but
write
he
a
does
blog
work
about
hard.
this.
He's a sober rave guy, and I think that means he's killed people. That means he's murdered. Because there's something dark.
That's crazy. 22 is very young. Remember back in the day, I wrote a whole blog when the Cubs, when Theo and Jed got into town. They hired a guy named Scott Harris. I wrote an entire blog being like, this guy is such a nerd, overachiever, what a loser. He's the GM of the Detroit, I think president of baseball operations, the Detroit Tigers now, and a friend of mine. But I ripped him to shreds because he was like 27. He was president of or vice president of operations for the Cubs.
Having to have a take on everything has to backfire.
Yeah, that one actually worked out well because we ended up becoming friends.
It has to make
And
for
he's
some uncomfortable
really good.
situations.
Yeah, but I also kind of nailed that take.
Overachiever?
Yeah, well, yeah, he was an overachiever and he was.
That's
kind of a
you.
goody
That's you
two-shoes.
lashing out.
Yeah.
It's like when Sean McVay got hired to the Rams and he was younger than me, and it's just like, what
Yeah.
am I doing with my
That's
life?
an unfathomable level of achievement, though.
Yes.
Like, that's great.
Yeah.
Speaking of takes that I've nailed, did you guys see there's maybe a change at the top of the University of Wisconsin-Madison? So I nailed that one too. Yes, the chancellor's taking. Congratulations to Chancellor Nukin for her job at Columbia. We wish you well.
Yes, the big
Wish you
title.
well.
Hey, good job, Dan.
This guy. Was
Their football
right.
team's going to take a hit.
I want the fattest guy ever to come in as the chancellor of UW-Madison.
But like how like
can't be,
wheelchair bound
can't be
fat?
morbidly obese.
I want him standing next to literal cows and be like, "We don't know the difference."
Which one's our chancellor?
No,
Yeah.
you gotta have august fat. Like
Rob
like-
Ford.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
Power.
wow.
Power.
Rob Ford fat?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I want power fat.
He was on crack.
Yeah, but that's okay. I want. Okay.
Are you fine with
clarify.
crack usage as your chancellor?
I want plug the middle nose tackle fat.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, there's
Not-
there's still some muscle under that.
Yeah, right.
But not like TLC show fat.
No, not that.
You know when the forehead
Look at
starts
that.
to
Look at
droop?
this. This has got to be the only show in the world it's got this on there.
Good job.
Screenshot that for me, Steven. I would like that.
But there is two.
I'm caught
There
with
is
our graphics.
There is two. You don't want them to be sad fat.
no, nose tackle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vince
Like
Wilfork.
Howard
Yeah,
Taft.
Vince
fat,
Wilfork. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Howard Taft would
A
work.
straw. Yeah, that used to mean power.
What about Chris Christie fat? Because to
No.
me, I hate his body composition. His fupa is out of control.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a ton going on above the legs.
It's insane when he wears that tight the baseball uniforms when they would do the.
Listen, I've made my demands. I don't know why we're still just going to say nose nose tackle fat underneath that.
I hope your chancellor is frail.
You know what you have to do, right? Like,
What?
you got to scout out all these lower schools and find a chance.
Yeah, I know. No suck for. There we go.
Yes.
I need that screenshot, Steven.
Screenshot that. All right.
What's up, boys?
What's up, dude? Hey, so we talked a lot of Super Bowl today. Seahawks, Pats set. I want to get your overall, because kind of how I framed it is like, I think the Seahawks are the clear favorite. I think objectively on paper, they should be the better team. I think it's kind of wild how much we trust May and don't trust Darnold, especially after what I've seen the last couple of weeks. But it is like kind of the Portnoy Patriots. I don't know. It's all of that going against, like, it's just the Patriots.
I don't think it's the Portnoy Patriots thing. I think it's, if you look at these two teams, the Seahawks are the better team because they have two units that have performed well in the playoffs and their season was battle tested. The part that would make me nervous if I were a Seahawks fan is that the Patriots defense has played lights out.
Yeah, they're incredible.
And that's really, and that's the part that's a little messy because is it lights out because they played Jarrett Stidham, C.J. Stroud, and Justin Herbert
with no
O-line, or have they, are they really a very good unit and they have some dudes, Milton Williams and Christian Gonzalez, that are exceptional players. So it's like trying to figure that out. Because I agree, my initial inclination is the Seahawks are going to kill them.
Yeah.
But then when you look at it a little bit more, you're like, the Patriots have been playing really good football. I still would lean Seahawks are going to kill them, but it's just that I don't know how much of the Patriots defense in the playoffs has been noise, or they're just, that's what they are. They're a really good defense now.
Now, to Cheah's point, they were the fourth best, but essentially the same scoring defense throughout the entirety of the season. What about this? If you look at, is this Patriots team likable? Because generally during this entire Patriots run, like
it's Dave. No.
Okay.
No.
Still not likable.
No.
Even with all
Drake
the
May, I don't have any bad feelings towards Drake May. I like Drake May.
I feel like most people like Stephon Diggs. The Cardi B relationship
What?
is kind of interesting.
Have you read any of the news?
Is that sarcastic?
I guess not. I guess not a chef.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. Well,
The fact that you went straight to Stephon
Diggs is very.
That was the first player you. Who was that old tight end they had, Steve?
Yeah. He was real likable too.
God.
What?
outside of that.
You can't just cut that
that's
out.
a big part of
That's
it.
a fairly new thing, right?
That makes it worse.
If we're talking about likability, let's put Stephon Diggs to the side.
You can't be mad at it. It just happened.
Drake May is likable.
Mike Vrabel.
Mike Vrabel is very likable. Okay. Those are the two guys. And then I would say, Matt Collins is a little quirky. But I kind of like, I don't know what's going on with him.
I don't even know if there's any big enough personalities to form an opinion on.
Yeah.
You almost have to be this big personality to be likable.
Yeah,
They're just kind of under the radar.
Yeah, their big personality is
Jay's
Steven's favorite.
Yeah,
That was a crazy first example.
2025, he was likable. That wasn't in 2025, right?
What? Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, it was? All right.
Oh, my God.
I thought it was 2026 when that
He's
happened.
just trying to, what? 2020, it is 2026.
I know. I thought it was
Well, what
something
does
in the
that
last
have?
couple weeks.
What does the recency have to do with it?
If it happened yesterday, you'd be like, don't worry, it happened.
Before that came out, he was a fairly likable person, no?
I don't think so. I think you're still kind of off on this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's the Cardi B
I think you're
relationship.
very
The
much
first thing
off
we
on
knew
this.
about him forever was the whole Vikings video where everybody's like, he's the last person I would ever want to date my sister.
Yeah, he was on the boat, remember?
Did he had a few children
Yeah.
this year as well.
You put us in a very bad
that's
spot
true,
that we
yeah.
have to.
Cardi B.
An entire legal stack of alleged things, and we have to just
We can't
fight
say
around it.
We can't. He beat us.
But you're wrong.
We can't argue back.
No, you're wrong.
All right, hand up. Stephon Diggs, not likable.
That was crazy.
Before we get to
Campbell.
Supreme Debate.
Yeah, Will Campbell.
He's
What's up with him? Are you guys going to break him down on Friday? He feel like he's been getting killed.
We actually should break him down on Friday if we have enough access to the
he
NFL
injury?
film. I mean, bro, I think he's a rookie that in his first playoffs just had, because whenever we want to say the Patriots' regular season schedule, the defenses that they face in the 3 playoff games, it's the toughest run defense that anybody's ever faced.
And the Seahawks I think the Seahawks are one.
And they're the best one. So it's an insane run. So I think it's more that it's just a rookie tackle having to go up against the best in the entire NFL.
Is he a tackle?
Yeah, bro. Come on now.
I'm asking.
Come
I'm
on
asking.
now, Eddie. That's crazy.
I'm asking.
That's crazy.
That's it?
I got a gambling nugget before you get to Supreme Debate. I want your reaction to. Underdogs, 5-0 against the spread in the last 5 Super Bowls, 4-1 outright with 3 wins in a row. Does that do anything for you?
No.
Okay. Supreme Debate.
Oh, no, I'm trying to remember
I
in my
meant the
head.
question legitimately.
So last year was 1.5. that means nothing to
Yeah,
me,
that's
right?
fair.
The Eagles were plus 1.5. What
fair.
was the year before that? What was the Niners? That was also under a field goal, right? Niners Chiefs.
Yeah, probably. I would imagine
I
they're all
think
probably
so.
pretty close.
I think I think that's that's why I say no, because if you look back, it feels like most of the Chiefs Super Bowls have been under a field goal.
Yeah, to be fair, this is the
Is
largest.
that right?
Yeah, the last 3, 1.5, 2.5, 1.5.
So yeah, just pick.
This
the
is
winner.
the largest spread that we've had in a while here. All
Yeah,
right.
because that's one of those nuggets you hear, and then you're like, well, and I get 4.5 points. Well, it's like, the underdog has been plus 1.5. But it's good that we talk that out, because I think people see that and they get caught up in it.
All right, let's go to Supreme Debate then, where we have the conversations that no one else is willing to have on sports television. And we'll start with Eddie. Eddie, what do you got here, babe?
I think special teamers who fumble should be forced to free solo the stadium for their game check.
I like that.
Isn't their life already hard enough, though?
No, you got just get under it. Just get under it.
This is
Don't turn the ball over. Just get under it.
They honestly should, to go off of that, they should have a tube, an old mail tube that you put on the sideline when you make a mistake. Because there's something about a special teams mistake that's especially terrible.
on these
Wait, you want
Stay.
them to get sucked away?
Yeah, it's just take me away. Like, I'll just get, it maybe just goes back to the
like
locker room.
Augustus Gloop.
Yeah, right. They're just like, I don't want to be, if I were, I wouldn't want to be there.
Get them out of here.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
There was a dude in my hometown that kept on putting Subway sandwiches in our post office kids. Yeah, it is funny.
I love that.
God, pneumatic tubes are something that are still so entertaining to me. If you ever find an excuse to go by the bank and actually have to use them, where would like a major in a game like this special teams turnover? Where does that rank in terms of the most painful things you can experience as a fan?
It's very high up there, but I also think this is a flaw of the McVay Shanahan whole coaching tree, because I saw the stat, the bottom 3 teams in the last 5 years in special teams EPA are the Los Angeles Rams, the San Francisco 49ers, and the Green Bay Packers. That entire coaching tree essentially says we don't have to worry about special teams. We build a great offense, and a good enough pass rush will be fine. And then this happens, and you have a situation like this. Like, they were bad special teams wise all year. They fired Sean McVay fired their special teams coach in the middle of the season.
Yep.
So you knew this could happen, and they never addressed it. So it's crazy.
It feels worse than a blocked punt, right?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it feels so much more
Yeah.
preventable. A block punt sometimes is like a great play by the defender.
Yeah.
This is somebody just screwing up.
Remember what was it, the Niners Giants NFC Championship game?
Yeah.
Kenny Williams.
Yes.
Yeah, when he fumbled 3 times or
Yes.
something.
Yeah.
So it's like you're that close, and you just have special teams fiascos.
All right, Jay, what do you got? Supreme Debate.
I'm going to challenge Americana a little bit. Everybody's waiting for the NFL to go to 18 games to have the Super Bowl leading into President's Day. We have a bye week. There's been a bye week in the Super Bowl since 2004. Move the Super Bowl to Saturday. Why are we not having the Super Bowl? Why has this not been discussed? Move the Super Bowl to Saturday. It's the whole weekend. You don't have to worry about staying up late and all that stuff. You have your friends over. It's the center of the weekend. Super Bowl being Sunday. Everybody's going back to work the next day, etc. You're tired. Why start the week like that? Have the Super Bowl on Saturday. We have rest.
I have one counterpoint. Go ahead, Dan. You go first.
It's Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, change it.
Super Bowl
but it's
Saturday
Super Bowl
does work,
Sunday.
but
change it.
alliteratively,
It's
Super Bowl Saturday works too, though.
Could you just call it Super Bowl Sunday
On Saturday?
edition?
Yeah, featuring Saturday.
Featuring
So my issue though is you miss out on water cooler talk. The Monday in the office after the Super Bowl is one of the great pop culture touchstones that we have, where everybody's gathered around, kicking the game
You
around.
want to hear
what
from
to
the
get
lady
into.
who had the 2
Yeah,
swears?
you're one of those guys?
Yes.
Yeah,
What do you
this sounds
mean?
like hell.
No, dude, that's the best. This
I
is
almost
like,
won my squares. It's like, all right, great.
yeah, no, that's that.
Oh,
no. See, y'all
T-Bob.
are so flippant about this. I think that's like
Well,
that's
no,
Americana.
you just revealed who you are to us, and it's not someone we like.
Yeah, well, I think y'all are cynical bastards.
We're so jaded that seeing somebody who's good
leaves a bad taste in your
Yeah.
mouth.
Seeing someone who makes like casual conversation in a nice, earnest way is disgusting to us.
You like the human experience, and we hate you.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's no better human
You
experience
disgust
than talking to Cheryl from accounting as she gives me her opinion on the game last night.
You can still do it on Monday.
No, hell no, dude. Super Bowl Sunday, awful take, Che.
The only thing is that's a rough Sunday after the Super Bowl, because like you lead up to looking up to something, right?
Yeah.
And then you have nothing on that Sunday, and it's winter and football season's over. I feel like that would be the most depressing Sunday of
That's
the
why
world.
everybody wants it to be right before President's Day, so you can have the next day off. Why don't we just take action into our own hands and move it back a day?
I personally don't really care about this whole President's Day thing. Like, are people getting that messed up on Super Bowl Sunday? You go to a party.
I think
Yeah, to be fair, I've only gotten really drunk in maybe like 2 Super Bowl parties my entire life.
Right,
more
like
heartburn than hangover.
right,
Yeah.
yeah, it
Oh,
is heartburn
true. My
for
stomach,
sure, but
my stomach is wrecked.
Yeah.
Don't you have a buddy who like puked Malort all over your room?
that is true. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
My
Yeah,
wife-
but that was in my 20s. But yeah, no, you're right. I forgot about that. That was a bad one. Yeah, that one was bad.
My wife took
Good
her,
point. Wish that was a Super Bowl Saturday.
Che, I like it.
Exactly.
My wife took her first Malort shot before a Blackhawks game a few weeks back and immediately threw up. I mean, and we weren't even deep into
That's
drinking.
hilarious.
And she immediately ran to the bathroom and had to puke.
Do you
Yeah,
know
so-
what uses a Malort flavor to keep kids from putting it in their mouth? Nintendo Switch games.
Oh, yeah.
Tastes like Malort.
Yeah.
No way.
You lick a
What?
Nintendo Switch game, it tastes just like Malort.
I licked one last week. It's crazy.
I'm gonna have to put
nuts.
this to the test.
Yeah.
What Eddie was referring to, though, was Arizona Cardinals, Pittsburgh Steelers Super Bowl.
Great Super Bowl.
We dared my friend to if he could drink a full bottle of Malort, I think we'd give him $100. He drank it all before the game even started, and then we lost him in our apartment. And
Apartment.
well, no, it was like a duplex, like six
okay.
dudes, we were like 23 years old, 6 dudes living in a duplex in Lakeview, and we lost him. And I found him during the James Harrison run back, and he had thrown up all over my room.
Malort puke has
yeah.
to be the worst
Oh,
smell.
it lingered for the rest of the lease. Like I would just be every now and then I'd like get in my closet, put on a shirt, and be like, what was that?
Can a house be totaled?
Yeah, it was a basement apartment too,
you're
so
done.
oof,
You're done.
brutal.
Nick, what do you got?
Yeah, this is me coming to you guys as a friend, asking for advice. What do I do next year instead of watching the Steelers? What? Like,
McCarthy's got him boys going in the right direction.
come on.
He does.
So he has a 5-year contract.
Yeah.
If I stop watching all NFL
Yeah.
for the next 5 years, that gives me over 1,300 free hours. That's how much time you need to learn conversational Mandarin. Do I learn piano? That's how long it took J.K. Rowling to write her first 4 Harry Potter books. Do I write a book series?
That would
A
be
movie.
cool.
You should write a Snorlax movie.
Snorlax?
Yeah.
Why
That'd
don't
be
you believe
boring.
it? Why don't you believe it in Mike McCarthy?
I
Big Mike?
Snorlax.
I think
could
we
be the
know.
Chancellor.
I think we know what he is.
No.
This is the perfect opportunity to have a hobby.
Wait, is Mike McCarthy the perfect body type to be the Wisconsin Chancellor?
Yeah, he's exactly.
He needs poached. He's exactly what you need. He's football minded. He needs poached now.
Kill two birds with one stone.
I think the Steelers are going to be just fine.
Exactly.
No, I think they're going to be just fine and be like good in a couple of years. I'm going to buy the Mike McCarthy. I'm going to zag on everyone's zig here. I do. I think they need to have one bad season, draft a quarterback. Mike McCarthy is a good coach. He gets a lot. Of guff because he is very similar to what Mike Tomlin was.
Yeah.
But he's not a bad coach. Like those Cowboys teams were good with him. They
But
went
Mike
to the
Tomlin's
playoffs.
not a bad coach.
People are saying, is this another year with Rodgers? Do the Steelers make a move for Dak?
That would be exciting.
That'd be sick.
That would be very exciting.
Just in terms of like fun.
That would be sick.
I would be-
Fun
I
is
would
all
be
I
very
want.
into that.
But I'm going to give it a couple weeks, and if it's horrible, I might take the.
What instrument would you most want to learn? Like when you were growing
Harp.
up, what instrument did you most fantasize about?
Harp, dude. I want to play at people's dinners.
What Pokemon deserves like a spin-off movie?
I don't think I would do a Pokemon movie.
No?
No,
Okay.
I don't. Yeah.
Have you ever written Pokemon fan fiction?
When I was no.
What?
Yes, he has.
I did,
Yes.
in middle school, I did a
Why?
Weird Al parody song to a Red Hot Chili Peppers song, but it was about Pokemon. Yeah.
Supreme debate. I don't know who put this one in there, but I like this. -2 is better weather for a football game than 102 degrees with humidity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is just better weather.
Okay, just in general, -2 better than 102.
Yes.
I think it would be easier to die in 102 with humidity, right?
Yeah, the extremes, when you talk about extreme temperatures, obviously winter right now, we're in the depths of it, it stinks. But whenever I hear someone talk about Florida in the summer, or Austin, Texas in the summer,
Louisiana.
or Arizona in the summer, or Louisiana in the summer, I'm like, that is way worse than winter. Because winter, you can add layers. In the summer, when it's 102 with humidity, what do you do?
No,
you
I mean,
you can't get cold.
There, to me, the most hellish part of a southern summer is the fact that it looks beautiful outside. Not a cloud in the sky,
Yeah.
sun is shining, and you're like, oh my God, we should be outside. And then you just can't because you'll die. Whereas here, it looks all gray and dour, but that creates almost a cozy feeling
Yeah.
when you're in your house and you're snuggled up watching a movie or playing a video game. That said, for football, I don't know if I could do -2 in the stands, dude. For football alone,
did
I'd
it.
rather give myself over to the sweat and just sweat my ass off.
Did it.
And just engage in the swampiness.
The best way I have ever heard Louisiana described is just wet. Everything's wet.
So wet.
Everybody's wet.
Everyone's wet all the time.
Like if you had to wear a suit to work, you're just soaked.
But I think the moment everybody accepts, like, you can see my sweat, my armpits, my grundle.
Yeah.
It's freeing.
Yeah.
I'm just going to sweat.
You have
Yeah.
to give yourself over to it, ultimately.
But I think just layering up, like the more, like being able to layer up and be comfortable is so much. I would take that all day versus being outside. Once you get so hot that you can't like cool down, shower doesn't take.
Yeah.
Oh, sweating after the shower.
More Wake Up Barstool coming up next, guys. What's happening, guys? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool here on FS1. Hope you're all having a great morning. We're going to do a little Do You Care segment here in a minute. But first, Dan, you've been saying that you've been crafting, you've been, fresh baking, a bit of a hot take?
It's not even a hot take. It's just kind of a, Tuesday show. It's hard to go back to Sunday, but I wanted to just go back to Sunday for a second because everyone's going at Sean Payton for not kicking that field goal up 7-0. And I think I have no problem with him not doing it. I want to say that 100%. If you need a yard, so obviously the situation is 7-0. Jarrett Stidham in the game. They're at 4th and 1 on whatever it was, the 10-yard line. They get stopped. Play call. If you want to argue about the play call, that's fine. I'm a firm believer that if you can't get a single yard in an NFL game, don't even show up. It's 1 yard.
Don't agree. I just think the situation matters.
But a lot of the situation people are talking about the situation after the fact.
I know, but it all happened in an order, right?
Right.
They didn't get that, and then in the next possession, they turned the ball over.
But I also think that the Patriots played in a game. If the Broncos get that touchdown, I think the Patriots now have to start playing a different style,
Without a
and
doubt.
they're going to have to
changes
take
everything.
more risks.
Yeah,
and the Patriots, it was very clear what the Patriots did was they essentially said, we're not going to let Jarrett Stidham beat us. We're going to basically make sure that Drake May doesn't make any mistakes, as vanilla as it can get on offense, and punt away all the time and all that stuff. So I think we're taking into that part. They're like, oh, the game was so close. It could have been 10-10. I don't know. You have a chance to get 1 yard, go get 1 yard. The play call, I'm totally fine. Tush push it. It's impossible to referee the tush push. I actually think the Patriots didn't get the one
They did.
later in the
one that they
game.
challenged.
I don't think he got there. So, but they couldn't do anything about it. So tush push it or run it, I don't know. But if you can't get 1 yard, you don't deserve to win a football.
I understand the 1 yard thing. I think there's two elements here. First, I think Greg Olsen did a very good job of pointing to that on yesterday's WUB, is that the analytics were saying to kick it. Like a lot of people were always like the immediate like analytics, everybody wants to go for it. The analytics were actually saying to kick the ball there. That was Peyton saying, no, I think I got a better grasp from this game. I think the other thing that's kind of lost in this is at that time, the Broncos offense was moving the ball. Like they were having success. Like what it ended up being was not what it was at the time.
Correct.
So Peyton, as a play caller, he sensed a little blood in the water.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to go for the jugular. And look, it's a higher risk, high reward affair there.
And everyone keeps saying, well, Stidham, I think that's actually why you do it. why
because
you
you're
go
hot
for
right
it.
there.
You're also, like if you have Jarrett Stidham in the game, you know that once the first 15 script runs out and everything, the game gets in a flow, how many more chances are you going to have to be at the 10-yard line?
Yeah.
You'll be in field goal range again. They were in. They missed the field goal at the end of the half. They missed it. They obviously got one blocked later in the game. You'll be in field goal range again. Will you be in red zone again?
Yeah. No, I mean it's a fair point.
I don't think they were. I actually don't think they were.
I don't think so.
They
but
never got back to field
I
goal
don't think they
range?
ever got,
They never got back
to
to red zone.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I just think the way that defense played that first quarter and change, it was pretty clear they were going to do everything they could.
But again, I think
Given
that
a
a
bad
lot of the way nothing against the Broncos defense, but I think a lot of it was too the Patriots playing as vanilla as you could possibly play because they knew that, hey, what's the only thing that could really kill us in this game is Drake May having more fumbles and more interceptions than he had in the last 2 games.
I truly felt in the moment, I was like, I thought they should have kicked it. This isn't like a revisionist thing.
No, that's fine.
I get it.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it more, and it really comes down to you get one again. Play call could be terrible. We could argue that. I actually agree that it was bad. Just tush push it.
Before we get to Do You Care, I have one more question that I want to ask Big Cat because we kicked it around at the beginning of the show. Where are you at with Sam Darnold now? Because there still seems to be in the room a bit of a lack of trust over Darnold even after last week.
I mean, he was phenomenal in the NFC Championship game.
He was perfect.
Sam Darnold's only problem is what almost every quarterback's problem is. Outside of the really exceptional, quick guys, the Lamar Jacksons, the Josh Allens, Caleb, Jaden Daniels, some of these guys who can move. If you get pressure up the middle on Sam Darnold, he's not going to play well. And that's
a
lot of quarterbacks.
That's any pocket passer in history.
So I'm in on. Listen. There's a clip out there that might be for the history of Pardon My Take. We're about to hit 10 years of doing this thing.
Wow.
We have so many bad clips. Like exceptional amount of bad clips. There's one clip that we will put into if we're ever inducted into Podcasting Hall of Fame. I don't even know what that would look like.
Oh, what a place that would be.
There's a clip of PFT and I in, I think it was 2022, when the Carolina Panthers had both Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield, and PFT said, I'm not giving up on Baker Mayfield. And I said, I'll do one crazier. I'm not giving up on Sam Darnold.
Look at Sam, dude.
And that's it.
Well, the other crazy
that's our best
thing
take ever.
It is shocking that he's only 28 years old.
Yeah.
Because it seems like he's been through so much football. I think that's a huge mark in his favor. Because, he's entering his prime now, and he's playing fantastically. And look, y'all will get in the Podcast Hall of Fame eventually. I just think, the tennis podcast has to get in first.
Agreed.
There's a few others, but y'all will get there.
Agreed.
Get there.
And one last thing about this Super Bowl matchup, the Seahawks' ability to run the ball is going to be so important because the Patriots have stopped the run. And again, you don't know how much that is. The Broncos weren't a good running team. The Texans were a trash running team. The Chargers had no offensive line, but Sam Darnold play action has been deadly, and if they can't run the ball, and they obviously only have Kenneth Walker now, so that adds a little bit of a. It's an interesting matchup.
Though, prime role, dude.
What a feel-good story if Stephon Diggs gets Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, I mean, a likable guy that's kind of been a bit maligned, unfairly.
Yeah.
You'd see a
very
picture
glad
of the
that Chase
confetti
stood
coming
up
down
for
with him there and celebrate. It'd be a nice ending to the story.
All right,
we're gonna teach you about Stephon Diggs after this show, buddy.
let's play a game called Do You Care? And I mean this very legitimately. I'm going to mention a story, and you don't care. You do not have to.
I love this because I've been on a big I don't care kick.
Yeah, we don't have to have it. Okay, Diego Pavia shows up at the Senior Bowl. Official height, 5'9" and a quarter. 5'9" and 7/8. There you go. So basically 5'10". He was listed as 6 foot when he was at Vanderbilt.
I care just because he is the most short guy energy ever, and it just confirms it.
I don't care because 5'10" is 6 feet.
You think so?
Yeah.
It's kind of a good point.
Yeah.
Functionally, what's the difference
5'10",
here?
6 feet.
It's you're not seeing over the pocket better just because you're 6 foot versus 5'10".
You a bigger forehead.
Yeah. I didn't have expectations for him as an NFL quarterback, so I don't care in that respect.
Doesn't matter.
And the first guy to lie in his program height, no, he's not. So who cares?
Jay, is he going to be a good NFL quarterback?
That's so tiny. I mean, that makes Kyler Murray look like Shaquille O'Neal, so no.
What's Kyler Murray?
No, really?
No way Kyler Murray's shorter than this. Or no, taller. No way he's taller than this. Huh?
And Kyler Murray's 5'11"?
Oh, he's 5'10".
That would make him look like Shaquille O'Neal.
All right.
Tiny.
Yeah, no. 5'9", 7/8 is that's small.
For an NFL court, yeah.
Give him round up for him.
How tall is Bryce Young? 6 foot?
7/8.
I think Bryce Young's maybe 5'11" and a half. They're all.
He looks like a tiny little boy out there.
Yeah, you can't. There is a certain level of height that you need.
Bryce Young 5'10" and an eighth.
There you go. Do you care that Brooks Koepka back in the PGA this weekend at the Farmers Insurance Open?
Yes, absolutely care. I want to see Brooks do well. Him doing well in these lead-ups to the Masters means he'll be a threat to win the Masters.
I don't care. I care about the majors, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I know
That was
this
really
is,
nice, your honesty there.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I don't
care.
I don't.
Regular PGA events don't do it. For
No,
me
and I
either.
know this is a kind of a big one, right? Or no?
I have
Farmers?
no idea.
I think it's the 5th major.
Or it's a John Deere. No, that's a John Deere. I know that.
Do you care about the big nor'easter that's supposed to hit, the Northeast again this weekend? I don't know what this chart means, but reportedly, just massive cold and snow and blizzards and whatnot.
You have to love this.
I'm sure I would. I'm sure I would if I lived there. In fact, I wish we had a little more snow here.
Ugh.
Like when we got it in November, that was my favorite part of the year.
Yeah.
The thicker snow.
I cared when we first moved everyone, to Chicago. I cared a little bit because I did a lot of comparing New York and Chicago weather to try to be like, hey, it's not that much worse. I've gotten over that because now everyone's just here. But it would be nice if New York had some bad winter. And,
You hit us with a told ya.
yeah, no, just be like, hey, look, it's not that different. It's not that different.
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't care either.
I don't care.
Okay, now what about Alex Honnold, free solo guy, climbing the building in Taiwan? Do we care?
This is the equivalent of Big Cat taking the steps. It's impressive, rare, but it's not. You're not. I'm not gonna watch. I'm not gonna watch.
Oh,
it
I
live.
care.
God
This is
damn it!
thrilling.
That was. I mean, he's right. Like I don't take the steps.
But-
we have 2 floors.
I would double take, but this is really easy for him.
So
we should do like a live on the yak today. We climb
You
the
going up the steps and you get up there and you say sick.
Yeah, wow. Did it.
our producer Jeremy, me and him were arguing yesterday because he seems to think that there was no actual threat of death at any point.
Always
and,
is.
And well, that was my point, right? It's like it's the implication. Like, yes, maybe it's a 95% chance he lives because of how competent he is, but the implication of death is always there.
Would they show it though? That's my big problem because remember the Walendas? I hated those broadcasts.
Oh, yeah.
Because I want.
the
I
reason
want
it's
to-
live is to see
It was
a
live,
guy
though.
die.
But would they show it?
Yes.
I think you can't
You
avoid
think
it.
so?
I think they would
You
show
would at
the
least
slip.
see him falling. You would
Unless it's
see
on
him
a delay.
falling.
But
I think I need someone to die on.
And there were so
live.
many people with cell phones on the ground. Like you would have seen.
You'd see
I
it.
genuinely think our chances of dying on this live show is higher than his. Probably double. with
I
how
think
we
that's
treat
what
our
Jeremy
bodies.
was getting at, is that this guy's so competent as to make it unexciting.
It just seems so windy.
Yeah, but it rained the night before too. One slick spot.
Yeah.
You're toast.
It
Yeah.
never looked like he struggled one bit.
No.
Do you care that the NFL predicted the final 2 quarterbacks that were going to the Super Bowl in that graphic? Have you seen this?
No.
Everybody's lining up, and it's
about how you look at it, though, right?
Yeah, because Malik Neighbors is in the front too.
Yeah, and it's just there's enough content that's put out in the week leading up to the first NFL game that you can look through all of it and be like, well, see, it's predicted. Oh, rigged.
Yeah.
No, I don't care.
All right, there we go, guys. That was another rousing edition of Do You Care?
The most
good.
indifferent guys. on the
Oh, we cared about a little bit of something. I cared about Brooks.
I care about Alex Honnold.
Coming up next, guys, it's time for some Round Rock. It's time to go inside the NB-CHEAH. Yeah. All right, closing out today's Wake Up Barstool, and as we prepare to transition out of football, it's time to go inside the NB-CHEAH. As Stephen Che is going to let us know what we should be watching when it comes to the NBA. Steve, what we got, babe?
Not a lot of people paying attention to the NBA with football going on. Let me catch up a little bit.
Yeah.
The Atlantic Division in the Eastern Conference is loaded. The Boston Celtics are the number 2 team in the East. The number 3 team in the East, also out of the Atlantic, the Toronto Raptors. And the Knicks who are the favorites coming out of the East right now, or at least the lowest odds right now, are the third team in the division, fourth overall. And the 76ers have been playing really well. Joel Embiid, his last 4 games, averaging 33, 10, and 5. So watch out for the Atlantic division.
I got to do you care. I don't care about basketball divisions. I don't think.
Oh, they're so stupid.
Like East and
They're so
West,
stupid.
yes, but like nobody
Yeah,
knows
yeah.
the basketball division.
No, they're so dumb.
They mean absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Sure. I think that's fair, but I'm just saying, like, this is the NFC West of the NBA. This is
Well, they proved that it's dumb because they changed how the playoffs are seeded.
sure.
Like they basically said, hey, this is really stupid that we do this. We
All
don't
right.
seed like this anymore.
So inside the NB-CHEAH, off to a rousing start here. What do we got? What do we got next?
The Celtics have a guy worth paying attention to. Sam Hauser. He's moved into the starting lineup. He's a career 42% three-point shooter. 87% of his shots come from 3. He had a game about 10 days ago. He took 21 shots. All 21 of them were from 3. He made 10 of them. Pay attention to Sam Hauser in the starting lineup, but also Jalen Tyson on the Cleveland Cavaliers, an emerging player. He's moved into the starting lineup at guard with Darius Garland out. He's averaging 18, 7, and 3 when playing 30-plus minutes this season. He's played 30-plus minutes in each of his last 6 games. Pay attention to Jalen Tyson.
Hauser, a very good name for a high-volume shooter. Isn't that like a gun or something?
It might be.
I don't know. It feels. Am I thinking-
I don't like Sam Hauser, but that's neither here nor there.
Tell us about your guy, Miles Bridges.
Sam Hauser Sam Hauser was at Marquette, and he went to the transfer portal, and I was DMing him and his brother, being like, "Please come to Madison." And they went to Michigan State.
Oh wow.
I hate him for life.
You need a fat chancellor.
Yeah.
Jay, what about the Warriors?
The Warriors. Can anybody? So Jimmy Butler tore his ACL. Can anybody name one starter on the Warriors yesterday? Steph Curry did not play. Neither did Draymond Green.
Kaminga?
Barry Parker.
No.
Kaminga? No.
No.
My guy, the white lacrosse
The
player.
lacrosse guy.
Yes. Pat Spencer. Nice.
Yep, got it.
Pat Spencer started
Nailed
at
it.
point guard.
An exceptionally
Or sorry,
white name.
Cam Spencer. Cam Spencer, Brandon Pajemski, who's probably the biggest name in this group. Moses Moody, Guy Santos put up a double-double last night against Minnesota, and then Quinton Post, three-point shooting.
Moses Moody, Arkansas Musselman teams.
Yeah.
That's an insane starting 5.
The Warriors might be on the way down to the tank without Jimmy Butler. Jonathan Kuminga, who knows what's going to happen with him? He's demanded a trade. He's had friction with the Warriors for years. Trade deadline coming in a little over a week. And then speaking of the trade deadline, I mean, the biggest story is Giannis Antetokounmpo. What's going to happen with him? He now has a calf injury, self-diagnosed.
Real one or fake one?
Real one with his other calf.
Oh.
So he's had several calf injuries the past couple of years.
You get 2 calves?
2 calves.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 calves.
He's the first one to do that?
I mean, it's troublesome with calves, with calves leading to Achilles injuries. He is close to firing his longtime agent, his friend Alex Saratzis. Rich Paul, who's the CEO of Clutch Sports, and LeBron's agent, Anthony Davis' agent, huge agent, probably the biggest one in the game right now, is trying to woo Giannis with the pitch that he can get him out of Milwaukee. So I think all the dominoes are waiting to see what happens with Giannis, but his now injury with his calf, which was a non-contact injury, with him just running, makes it a little cloudy.
It's for sure real.
Yes.
You got 2 of them.
Yes.
How many Achilles?
2.
Okay.
2. I'm interested to see what happens with Giannis. I'm interested to see I'm a Knicks fan. What happens with Karl Anthony Towns? Mark Stein reported today that Karl Anthony Towns, the Knicks, are trying to put out feelers behind the scenes what his trade value is going to be.
What about John Morant?
John Morant said he wants to stay with the Grizzlies. He said he has a Grizzlies tattoo on his back. He's a loyal guy, but that could just be the market.
How many hands and feet does John Morant have?
John Morant, 2 hands, 2 feet.
Okay. All right.
More guns to hold.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back Wednesday with more Wake Up Barstool.